I'll say it, I'll say it, I'll say it, burning love. So, the Elvis movie sucked, right? Oh my goodness gracious, did that movie suck the biggest gigantic donkey balls that there ever were. And normally, I don't like reviewing shit like this, but I'm just gonna fucking do it because the other day, I don't know if you guys follow my secondary TikTok account, ding, right there. It's not a very serious account. You know, I just use it to stitch and duet shit. Sometimes I give opinions on subjects. I really don't give a fuck about it. But you know what? It got pretty popular. And I made a video duetting IMDb's Elvis ad.
Besides the fact that Austin Butler put on an incredible performance in this movie, and if anybody deserves an Oscar, it's him, this movie sucked fucking donkey balls.
And it was after I saw the movie. And first off, I fucking hated the movie. And I just decided, you know what? People are loving this movie so much. Why don't I just fucking stir the pot? Huh? Why don't I just fucking blow the lid off of this bitch and make everybody go buck wild? And it sure fucking worked. I just told everybody, it was a very basic description of what I didn't like about the movie. You know, it was too long. Tom Hanks sucked. I included even that Austin Butler was dope in the movie because I really thought he was great. And I will say this, if anybody's gonna get an Oscar, it's probably gonna be him because he fucking killed it. He was Elvis. He did great. But the movie was horrible. And we're going to talk about why I thought the movie was bad. But you know what? Let's start this off with why I thought the movie was good, okay? And really, it's two reasons, okay? The first reason is Austin Butler. He was incredible. He was a great Elvis. He really fucking was. From the mannerisms to the dance moves to the energy. You know, I'm pretty sure he sang in some of the parts. It wasn't always Elvis. It was great. You know, he really, my only complaint, which you'll hear in the shit that I didn't like about the movie, was that he really didn't talk as much as he should have. He had his moments, obviously, but he barely spoke. By the way, I understand that this is from Tom Parker's perspective. I'm not a fucking idiot, okay? I get it. But just because something is from somebody's perspective, that doesn't mean that the whole movie is them talking. You know, a part of something being from somebody's perspective is hearing what other people sounded like from your point of view. Oh, God. But whatever, man. TikTok comments are going to TikTok comment, right? They're always going to just be NPC bots with... I'm not even going to fucking get into it. The second reason I thought the movie was good was its composition, its framing. It looked good, okay? I can't deny that. From a technical standpoint, visually, the movie was great. You know... It was very corporate, you know, high saturation, high contrast, and it was framed nice. But there's too much motion in a lot of the shots. And this is subjective, but it's also not, though. I feel like it's very amateur. When you have motion back to back in shots, it gets so disorienting. And you'll see in this part where it's just like constantly pushing into the, and I know it's supposed to build anticipation or like, you know, give it some momentum, but it's just like weird. If you're trying to create some momentum, if you want to create like some anticipation, don't do it that way because I feel like I'm gonna fucking vom.com. Sometimes it almost feels like a different movie from scene to scene. Like the part where Tom Parker is like older. And I guess it's supposed to be trippy, but it looks like a PlayStation 2 cutscene. It's like he's almost animated. Everybody in these parts are animated to me. They don't seem like they're in the movie. So I guess we could just go to the things that I didn't like about the movie because we're already there. But yeah, that's the first thing. I think the editing was shitty. And then another thing are these fucking templates. I mean, what is the name of this fucking goddamn director, dude? So Baz Luhrmann, I don't know if I'm saying that right. He made Gatsby, which I didn't like that movie either. Moulin Rouge, I haven't seen it yet. Apparently it's a great movie, so I'm not gonna shit on it yet. I did the Romeo and Juliet movie. A lot of people like that movie. I also didn't like it, but I guess this is where the subjective comes into play. I get it. It's just like not my style. I don't understand what the decision is to put all these templates into the movie, because there's parts where it literally feels like somebody put an After Effects template into a movie that's supposed to be in theaters. I'm sure that actually happens a lot in the industry, but At least it doesn't appear to be so obvious. It looks like a template, and if something looks like a template, then it's shitty to me. There's parts in the movie where it feels like the beginning of Space Jam, where you first get to the planet and like everything's like zooming in and out. It's just like,
Colonel Tom Parker was a liar, a cheat, a con man.
I don't know what I'm watching, you know? And that brings me to another thing that I didn't like about this movie. It felt like a set. It felt fake. I guess that's kind of his style or whatever, Baz Luhrmann, but I don't like that. It feels like it's in the warehouse that it's being filmed in Hollywood. I don't feel like I'm in the hills when Elvis was there, you know, in the 60s and the 70s or whatever. The movie feels fake. I don't like that it feels like that because it makes it hard for me to dive in. I think that's partially to do with the editing, but then also this movie, it's the writing is shitty too. This movie felt like the longest movie ever, and it shouldn't have felt like the longest movie ever because the whole movie is vignettes. The best way I could explain this movie to someone who hasn't seen it, it felt like they made Elvis's Wikipedia. It's just event after event after event after event, which it's fine if that's the style, but I don't think it was done well because none of the scenes settled. They never settled. I was never able to connect with a single person in this movie or a single moment. The best example of this, and sorry, spoiler alert. Why can't I fucking say that word? Sorry, spoiler alert. Elvis's mom dies, right? I swear to God, you could blink or you could turn to your friend and go, hey, this movie sucks, and then turn back and you would miss that Elvis's mom died. There was no build up to it. There was no decline. There was nothing. Yeah, Elvis cried in Tom Parker's arms, but Tom Hanks was just a piece of fucking wood with a shitty Dutch accent. And then, you know, Austin Butler's selling the part, but it just felt like he's the only person doing anything, you know? Every single part was so fast that it just felt like a speed run of Elvis's life, and I didn't fuck with it, you know? It's very upsetting to me because, listen, if that's how you like to watch movies, if that's the type of shit that you're into, then I guess I'm wrong. You know, I understand that it's subjective. I get that. But I also do think, and I said this before, within subjectivity, there is objectivity. You know, there's an objective nature. For example, The Room, the worst movie of all time. Okay, so that could be your favorite movie. Subjectively, that could be the best movie you've ever watched in your life. But the objective truth is that you love that movie because it's a bad film. It's not good, technically, you know? So, I mean, I really do think that this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I swear to God. I really do think that. I'm not fucking kidding. There's also a lot of bad acting parts. I'll give you an example of when I think an officer is speaking or something. I'll just put it up.
We warned you, Colonel. You've lost control of this act of yours, and he is dividing this nation. There are a lot of people who want to see him in jail.
I hate making this connection because now it's the second time that I've done it, but I feel like this is always a very good thing to compare to something that's bad, just by calling it a PlayStation 2 cutscene. It sounds like a PlayStation 2 voice actor. Like, there's no emotion in it. It's like they told somebody to say the line. Like, they grabbed somebody off the fucking street and they're like, here, say this. And he's like, all right. And then they did it, and then they just fucking put it in the movie. I don't get it. I don't understand. The movie just felt like a big performance. You know, it just felt like a big show. And you're just watching Elvis sing different songs. And listen, I get it. It's an Elvis movie. You're going to get performances. Duh. What the fuck are you watching the movie for? I get it. But I think tone it down a little bit. It didn't need to be so much. Because, you know, I could go on YouTube and I could look up Elvis Jailhouse Rock and watch the whole thing. And, you know, that could be my Elvis performance medicine if I'm ever in the mood. But, you know, when I watch a movie about Elvis, about his life, a biopic from Tom Parker's perspective, which I can't wait to get into, I feel like it should be less of Elvis singing and looking hot and maybe more about Elvis, you know? There's a lot. You get a lot about Elvis. I'm not even saying you don't. It's just like, because it felt so rushed, I felt like I never really got a chance to enjoy it or think about it. And speaking of music, this is the corporate hogwash that we are really seeing in a lot of movies today, and I think it's so fucking stupid, dude. It's when they put modern mashups of 2022 music in movies in general, honestly, but like specifically this movie, it was the worst decision ever. It was so jarring. It's so fucking out of nowhere. And it's literally the worst time to ever put new music in a movie. You have one of, if not the most important musicians of all time. You're making the movie about him. Play his music. Or, I don't know, perfect example, when B.B. King enters the scene.
I've been through hell and back, many obstacles. They said I couldn't do the impossible. My life's an open book, it's an audible. Been in the public eye like a monocle. Call me a superstar, like phenomenal.
Why the fuck are you playing this in this scene? There, you have a perfect opportunity. You have a fucking D-Wade to LeBron alley-oop for a great moment to play some B.B. King tunes. Instead, you botch it. I hate when they do that. It's something that the industry really just has to fucking get away from. I think that's the problem with the new corporate take in Hollywood. Everything is just about marketing new songs, about getting people to listen to the new songs, just generating money. And I mean, yeah, okay, it's always been like that. It's always been like that. Yeah, but at least it fucking kicked ass back then. At least the music fucking made sense. It doesn't make sense in this movie. It doesn't make sense in a lot of movies. And now probably the worst thing about this movie was Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks, who played Tom Parker, was unbearable to watch. He sucked. He was so bad. I mean, it's just hilarious to me that most of the scenes in this movie, it'll be Elvis performing and then Tom Parker in the distance watching as if he didn't know Elvis was this fucking talented. As if he's shocked that Elvis Presley is a superstar. Oh, I can't believe he did this. His accent's fucking stupid. He's supposed to be Dutch. He sounds Japanese to me. He sounded nothing like Tom Parker. Listen to the real Tom Parker and then listen to Tom Hanks' Tom Parker. It's embarrassing.
Well, if whoever said that, that's fine. They can say what they want to. If I was them, if they know so much, they ought to go into management business.
But we have a way to help Sam understand that it would be foolish of him to hold you back.
According to some of the TikTok comments that I've seen, Dutch people can sound like that. Unbeknownst to me, I had no idea. It's like, why the fuck? He overdid it so hard, dude. It's just too much of him talking. I know that it's supposed to be from his perspective. I fucking get that. But the movie was way too long. It was honestly boring to me. Besides, there's a few parts where, again, I have to bring it back to Austin Butler. I feel bad for this fucking guy because this movie was such trashola. It was such shit, but he put on an incredible performance. No matter what everybody said, oh, he's overdoing the accent. Oh, he did what now? He sounds like that in real life. Yeah, because he fucking transformed himself and he literally made himself Elvis. I don't think there's going to be another person that can play Elvis as good as him on the screen. You know, he sounds like him. He dances like him. He sings like him. He has the energy like him. I mean, the Christmas special performance, it was great. Austin Butler made me want to learn about Elvis, which is the unfortunate thing about this movie because that was its job. It was supposed to tell you about Elvis, and it just didn't do a great job. Really, I feel like it's all flash, it's all razzle dazzle. That's what modern Hollywood is. It's just all big, flashy moments. It's all aesthetics, you know, and that's why one of the best things about this movie, the only good thing about this movie is the framing, the composition, the way it looks. The thing that is really upsetting to me about this is that I feel like a lot of people, they fall for what Hollywood does now. And it's like, okay, let's put a big name in something. Let's make a movie about somebody important. And now you'll have no choice but to voice the opinion that you loved the movie. And if you don't, then you're going to be wrong. People are going to let you know you're wrong. Dude, I said I didn't like the movie and somebody stitched my video saying, oh yeah, I wouldn't like the movie if I looked like that. What the fuck does that have to do with the movie? You're just attacking me. People get personally offended if you say the opinion that's not the status quo. If you go against the status quo, people get offended. They get upset. Yeah, and people they just like the movie because it's about Elvis, but really they're not thinking about this movie objectively. This movie was really fucking bad. Luckily, I've been seeing a lot of people on TikTok that have been kind of having the same opinion as me. They kind of broke it down a little better than I did in that stitch, which is why I'm making this video. This is very general. I'm not really talking about specific things in the movie because really, honestly, I'd have to watch the movie for like a fourth time. Like, it's just like, it's a gray blob to me. It's all the same thing. If you like this review, if you like the videos that I make, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notifications, like the video, share it with somebody, dude. I'm trying to get these fucking numbers up. And, yeah, dude, I mean, I don't sit here for fucking shits and giggles. You know, it takes me quite some time to record and edit these videos, and, I'm happy you guys enjoy them, and, I just want to get some feedback, and if I see those likes go up, it'll kind of incentivize me to make more. So, yeah, guys, and, don't forget to join my Discord. That'll be in the description. Follow my TikTok, follow my Instagram. I'm just trying to grow this fan base, and I think the Vinny Show is really the tightest group that has ever existed on the YouTube platform. Final rating, I give this movie, I swear to God, a 1 out of 10. Yeah, this movie sucked. And I just watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies before Elvis, and I said that was the worst movie that I've ever watched because that movie sucked ass too. Yeah, this is another example of corporate Hollywood. It's an A24 movie. You have to like it, right? That movie sucked donkey balls. Watch the movie and tell me what happens. Tell me what happens in 90% of the movie. Is it just a black room? Yeah. Maybe I'll review that next. If you want me to review that next, leave it in the comments down below. Leave in the comments whatever movie you want me to watch. I go to AMC all the time, dude. I love watching movies, and there's a lot of shit that I like. But this movie was, even though I'm a little bit late on it, was so bad, I just had to get my opinion out there. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace!